This episode, I'm with John Starks, the GOAT of becoming the heart of a team. Enjoy and make sure to stick around to the end of this episode where John and I face off in a crazy game of horse.
We are the New York Knicks. We are the New York Knicks.
Back then, you had to earn your stripes. Nothing was given to you. It's a little different now, being a young player, but back then, you literally had to pretty much fight your way into this league.
We're busted. All you hear is a swish. Threes by Starks
for three. Yes! Make it 8 from downtown for John.
To me, it's the most famous dunk, because if you have a dunk that the only way to find it online is by Googling the dunk, and that's it. That's like the best title for any dunk anyone could have is the dunk. That's it.
50 seconds left in the fourth quarter.
Everyone wants to be great, but only few actually get there. And I'm on a mission to find out what all the greatest have in common. I've traveled tirelessly to find, sit down, and talk with GOATs. People that are arguably the greatest of all time at what they do. Sales, marketing, advertising, business, podcasts, branding, you name it. The way they do things may be different, but they all seem to see the world the same way. To them, success is not only achievable, but inevitable. And we'll get inside their heads as they share their expertise with me each week. My name's Mike Arce, and this is The GOAT Show. This episode is sponsored by Loud Rumor. If you own a fitness studio, cryotherapy, or massage business, there is no company in the industry better at generating high-quality leads than Loud Rumor. In just the last 2 years, Loud Rumor has worked with nearly 1,000 fitness and wellness companies and won ranking Arizona's Ad Agency of the Year in 2017. Getting more paying members in the door can be tough. Let Loud Rumor do the heavy lifting and get new people in your doors every day. Go to loudrumor.com and learn more. And I also have to share my experience with ClickFunnels. If you've been living under a rock and haven't heard of them, they're hands down the #1 platform for building landing pages and marketing funnels. I've been using them since 2015, and it's so crazy how easily my team and I create landing pages using their proven templates and easy drag and drop system. Without any design or coding experience whatsoever, we've been able to create hundreds of landing pages within minutes that look great and close sales better than anything we've used in the past. They're great for webinar funnels, sales funnels, demos, squeeze pages, you name it. I can't even imagine my business doing as well without them. And actually right now, they're offering a free 14-day trial if you go to clickfunnelspromo.com. So I definitely recommend you guys take advantage of that 14-day trial. It's free for 14 days, and you can get it at clickfunnelspromo.com. What's up, everybody? I'm Mike Arce. Welcome back to another episode of The GOAT Show, where we interview people that are arguably the greatest of all time at what they do. And today, I am here with John Starks, the GOAT of becoming the heart of a team. John, welcome to the show.
Mike, good to be here.
Man, I'm excited for multiple reasons. You already know, we got a chance to hang out a few months ago. We're going to your charity dinner, or casino night for your charity. For, man, the entire 90s, I was such a huge John Starks fan. And it wasn't because, you know, of all the things that everybody else likes people for, right? The 30-point games and the...
Starks for three. Yes!
The reason I like you was the story. I remember that, and I remember hearing where you came from, and then you literally became the heart of New York City throughout the 90s. So I want to talk to you about how did you, number one, become the heart of the team? Like, what was the story? How'd you get into that? But then I also want to talk about, you know, how that brought up your team and how that brought up the city and all the stuff that came along with it. And we'll dive into some stuff that nobody knows. Is that cool?
Sounds good.
All right, cool. So first, you weren't like first round, first pick, NBA, you know, like ready to get into the draft. You eventually became an all-star.
4 years ago, he was playing in the CBA. Now he's an all-star, and his explosive scoring and stifling defense help make his team a power in the East. From the New York Knicks, John Starks.
How did you get into the NBA? What was the story there?
Well, I got very fortunate when I came out of college. I played at Oklahoma State and was coached by Leonard Hamilton, who's now the coach at Florida State. And Bill Self was an integral part in helping me get an opportunity for a tryout with San Antonio. Larry Brown was in Big 8 at the time. It's Big 12 now, obviously. It's the Big 8 back then. And Larry Brown ended up getting a job at San Antonio. And he liked me a lot. Obviously, played against him about 3 or 4 ball games throughout that season. And he liked what he saw. And he just had a little quote to Coach Self, because Coach Self used to work his camps. He said, if I was gonna go pro, I would take him in the next year's draft.
Okay.
And kind of funny how things worked out because I had 1 year of eligibility left, and I was getting ready to go play at this NAIA school, Grand Canyon, who was coached by Paul Westphal.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I was getting ready to sign with him, getting ready to go, and Paul Westphal ended up taking a job at the Phoenix Suns, assistant coach job. Yeah, I was like, well, I'm not going there. And so I came back and I told Coach Self, you know what? And then Coach Brown just got the job. I said, why don't you give Larry a call and let him know that I'm turning pro. So take me this year. So ended up happening is Larry said, yeah, we can bring him into camp, but I can't draft him because they already had a draft pick, which was Vernon Maxwell.
Okay.
And so me and Mad Max came in together and gave me the opportunity to come in and try out for the team, and that's how I kind of got started.
Okay. How did your brother play a role? I know your brother was kind of involved with some of the intros, right?
Yeah, well, my brother early on when I was in junior college was, saw that I had the ability to get to the next level, and he kind of pushed me. And we used to have some like incredible workouts because he was a former football player. So you can imagine what those workouts was like. Yeah, they was hard and physical. And yeah, but he knew people. We had a cousin, uncle, named Mike Mims, who was a assistant coach at Oklahoma at the time. And so, that relationship there, he was trying to get me to go to Oklahoma, but I'm not sure what happened. It just didn't work out, but it worked out for a reason, because I went to Oklahoma State, in which I love Coach Ham. He gave me opportunity because I only had 1 year eligibility. Right.
What was the story with the Knicks? You were about to get cut, but you wanted to prove something before you headed out.
Yeah, you don't know.
Right.
Whenever you come on a team, you just don't know when that time comes that, they're going to make a decision of whether or not you're going to be on this team. And so thought I had a pretty good, which I did, had a pretty good preseason. And so I'm like, last day, they haven't made up their minds yet. So I said, I have to be special today. I had to treat this game like this is game 7 or something like that, this practice. And I came in there on fire. I was gonna make it tough on them to cut me, so I decided to do something special and try to go up and dunk on Patrick Ewing and forgot that he was 7 foot and can get out the gym. And he caught my dunk. I came down, turned my leg a little bit and twisted my knee. Luckily, he didn't tear it up. He felt bad, and he thought he had really, tore my ACL or something like that, and gave me a chance to stick around on IR. And I didn't realize at that time they couldn't cut you if you was on IR, and so.
So actually, even though you didn't successfully dunk on Ewing, the reason you did it still worked.
It did work. And Patrick always tell me that he's my savior, and for whatever reason, I have to thank him for that.
Right.
Yeah.
You guys still close?
Oh yeah, very close.
Yeah.
Very close. I've talked to him quite a bit, and I'm happy for him that he's down in Georgetown, getting his opportunity to be a head coach and really show that he can lead a team. And I think college basketball players going to truly benefit from all the knowledge that he has, and been coached by one of the best, and Coach Riley, one of the greatest of all times.
Yeah, you got to work with some good people.
Yes.
So when you first got in, you were young, You were energetic, but you were young. Who were the people that you felt were kind of like your mentors on the Knicks when you first came into the league?
Well, Gerald Wilkins, definitely, because me and him played the same position. Trent Tucker, those guys really took me underneath their wings. Probably Trent gave me the best advice when I came here and started to have success here in New York. He told me don't read the newspaper, don't listen to the radio, don't look at TV.
Really?
You know, when you start having success, because you let it get to you, then all of a sudden they're gonna tear you down. And so I never listened to the radio, I never read the newspaper. If I did get any information, it was secondary information that I heard somebody talking, my wife said something like that. But other than that, I just stuck to that game plan and it served me well.
That's cool.
Yeah.
What about Charles Oakley and Ewing? I mean, those guys, they were co-captains at the time, right?
Yes.
And you guys played together for most of
Yes.
the 90s.
Yes.
Did they have any type of mentor
Oh,
role
yeah,
with you?
definitely, you know, the leadership that both of those guys had, especially Patrick, you know, being the guy on the team and everybody looked up to, everybody went to.
Right.
You know, he was going to take the brunt of any criticism, no matter what. And I thought he did a beautiful job in handling that throughout his career here in New York, because New York, as you know, is not an easy city to play in. And so then Oak is Oak, you know, Oak do what Oak do. And he was like that tough guy that we could all depend on. He was the guy that had our back at all times. And you know, as many a times I stuck my chest out to guys that probably would have killed me, but I know I had this man in the background. Then obviously, you know, those guys, then I'd be remiss not to mention my man Mace. And when he came to the team, because we came in around about the same time. And you know, he was a big part of the success that we had during the 90s. Mace and the haircuts and the charisma that he had, and you know, he kept everything loose, you know, and we really enjoyed that.
You almost had the haircut. You had a line.
Yes.
You just didn't finish doing all the amazing stuff that he did, but you had the line.
No, I just had a look slight.
'Cause I remember,
you know, Mace was more flamboyant with his, you know. So mine, no, I may have put an extra line in there or something like that. I'm not having a whole dictionary written in my head.
Yeah. Well, I remember because when you got that line, I remember going, all right, I got to get a basketball card where he's got that line in his hair so I can take it to the barber and I can say, this is what I want. I want that line. So I had the haircut for about a year. I think you only had it for like a year anyway, so it worked out. All right, cool. So now when you got on the court, you were a 3-point specialist. You know, you were great. Everyone knew, okay, if he's in the corner, he gets the ball wide open, it's bad news. And if you made 2 in a row, it was really bad for the other team.
Starks again! His 7th three-pointer. Starks for 3. Yes! Make it 8 from downtown for John Starks.
You can hit 4 or 5 in a night, and then not only outside, but you were able to take it inside too. You've dunked on people. You have the most, to me, it's the most famous dunk. Because if you have a dunk that, the only way to find it online is by Googling the dunk, and that's it.
That's it, yeah.
That's like the best title for any dunk anyone could have is the dunk. That's it.
50 seconds left in the 4th quarter. Starks. Yes! What a move by Starks, who was able to sky to the basket.
DJ Armstrong expects help now. He's looking around, he gets picked off, no help comes, and Starks goes. Oh, so big, and look who was at the top, none other than Michael Jordan, and he couldn't do anything about it.
So you've been able to do it outside, you've been able to do it inside, you got the crowd really riled up. Do you think that helps get your team riled up too?
Oh, no question. You know, you always have that spark plug on your team that can do certain things to get everybody going. And, you know, I had a lot of antics, you know, sometimes, and my emotions tended to get away from me at times. But for the most part, it was just about going out there and playing the game with passion. And I think that's how I grew up playing the game. You know what I mean? You have to put the work in, and whatever come out of it. But if you don't put the work in, you don't have any love for the game where you go out there and do whatever it takes in order to win, that was just my mentality, and that's how I grew up, and that's what I was taught at a young age, just do whatever it takes in order to win. And out of that, you know, people feed into that. And I think because of the type of team that we had, a physical team, a grinded out New York style team, that the fans really appreciated that passion that each and every last one of us had, and really got behind us.
Right. What now? So on the court, everyone knew you had the passion.
Yeah.
Everyone saw you pull into New York, right, off your jersey and getting real excited and pounding your chest. What was it like in the locker room? You know, did you play that same role in the locker room where, you know, if you felt like you had to lift guys up, especially as you got third year, fourth year in?
No, I didn't go in there pounding my chest or anything like that. No. It was different. Once I'm off the court, I come down.
Yeah.
You know, it comes down a whole nother level. And I'm sitting in there, I'm talking strategy then.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm looking like who may need a little picky up, or maybe go over there and just, you know, talk to them and say whatever, you know, what they can be doing out there on the court, or this particular play is probably a better play or something, whatever. But no, I don't get crazy in the locker room. You know, everybody's just like, it's just competition. Just like I'm out here running on this floor, it just my juices get going.
Right.
Yes.
So you talked about like, okay, strategy, you've watched tape before, you figure out how to do things better. You know, so when you're looking at that and you're looking at it with your team, you know, how much time would you say you spend preparing for a game or a person? You know, if you know you're going to face like a Reggie, right?
Yeah.
Like, do you watch multiple games before you get in, or like what's that look like behind the scenes?
Yeah, we get a game tape, and we get a book.
Okay.
Probably normally it's like a one pager or so, just talking about the strengths and weaknesses, and you go through it. Then you get a videotape, and you go watch that videotape. Some guys may watch it once, some guys may watch it 2 or 3 times, and you get certain plays that they like to run for that player, and you just kind of study it. You know what I mean? I used to watch film all the time, you know, because I wanted to get better, and plus, from a defensive standpoint, I need to know my opponent, you know, liability, and so. And that was put inside of me at an early age because my brother was a football player, and they always watching game tapes. And so he used to come home with his, when he played high school football, come home with his tapes, and after the game, and just we sit in there and watch him play. Oh. And so I always had that inside of me. So I said, wow, that's cool. You know, you can watch yourself play. Right. So when I start playing and they get game tape, I used to get a game tape before I go home, before I leave the arena, and they know to have it because they will leave it on my locker, and I will go home and watch the whole game over again. Right. You know, before I go to bed, because I'm so amped. Right. You know, I don't come down off the game till about 3 o'clock in the morning. So once I get home, I'm watching 3 in the morning? 3 in the morning, yeah. I'm just, that's how hyped I am. Because I'm replaying the game in my mind on my ride home. Everything is just
all the
going,
things you could have done, that one play.
Yeah. And so I think that's the best learning tool that you can have as a professional athlete, is to sit down and watch yourself and be objective, then, you know, of yourself, and be true to yourself. And so, you know, it served me well for the 14 years I played.
I think that's good for, you know, anybody that wants to be great at anything, right? So if you want to be a better speaker, you watch and you see how you work that crowd. Sam was just giving me feedback on the tape that he was actually watching for me, because he got it before I did, of, you know, when I was speaking, and he was like, hey, you're pacing, you're not facing the crowd enough, and you know, so now I know, now when I'm out there, I can think about that a little more, and probably the same thing happened with you, right? It, like, you just triggers. So let's talk about, I saw an article, and actually just came up on my feed like maybe 3 days ago. And I think it was they were asking you questions, or maybe you had written it, but it was the toughest people to guard. And you talked about the one pager, and you got stuff like that. So you knew like to go left with certain people. And then with Jordan, I think you said it just said good luck.
Good luck. Yeah.
That's it. That's all it said.
Yeah, good luck. Yeah.
Okay.
He was just one of those players that just didn't have any weaknesses in his game. you know, when he first probably came in the league, you know, everybody talking about he wasn't a good outside shooter. He became a good outside shooter. Everybody talked about he couldn't shoot the three-point shot. He became a decent three-point shooter. You know, down low, didn't have a post-up game, developed a post-up game. They say he wasn't truly a good ball handler.
Yeah.
Became a good ball handler. Defensively, he was just incredible on that end of the court. And so, but he's probably, I think what separated him from everybody is that his mind. You know what I mean? He was probably one of the most, I want to say, well, not brilliant, but probably one of the most intellectual basketball players that I didn't play against. You know, he's always thinking the game. He's always thinking ahead, and you could just see. And his mind is always working. You know what I mean? And I would say this: he probably was the best fundamentally sound superstar that I didn't played against. You know, from the standpoint of he didn't do a lot. He just got the spots on the court. You know what I mean? It's just like a surgeon. He just get over here. I want to get a shot there. I'm pump fake you, take one or two dribbles, I'm gonna get to that spot.
Right.
You know what I mean? And so you never see him, hardly see him take a bad shot.
Right.
You know, always on balance. He was just fundamentally sound. I think that's why the game was so easy to him.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because he took that fundamentals that he had and put it with the athleticism and the mind that he had, and the game looked simple.
Right.
Real simple to him.
Right. He made it look real easy.
Yeah, but it was very hard.
Right.
It was very hard to go out there and score 30-plus points a night.
Right.
You know, in the NBA back then.
Right.
You know what I mean? Where
and
the
still
game
be asked
was
to guard the toughest guy.
Yeah, when the game was physical and you can, you know, really get into your guy and put your hands on them, and you know, the fear of them coming down the lane against us, you know, back whatever game you playing against, you know, it was just totally different. It was just a different game.
So Reggie Miller, you and I, we talked about a couple months ago, and you had mentioned that Reggie Miller was a tough guy to guard because of off ball, and he just never stopped moving. So talk about guarding Reggie and how you prepared for a guy like him.
Well, with Reggie, you know, you have to stay locked in. Like if you lose sight of him or you lose focus on him, he's gonna bang you up very quickly. You know what I mean? 2 or 3, 4 threes in a row, you know? And so my mentality with Reggie is gonna be, we had our own separate game. I'm guarding you, and those other 8 guys, they're gonna be playing basketball.
Right.
But I have you, you know? And that was my mentality, not to let him get going, because once he get going, or any player in this league get going, you can't shut the water off.
Right.
You know, especially with him, because he has a different mentality.
So you were just in a bubble? You didn't even see the other stuff?
No. I literally, it could be, you know, a rebound come right there. I'm like locked into him. You know what I mean? You have to have that mindset with Reggie, because I can remember the game 1, where he scored those points in that many seconds.
Right, 8 points. And
8 points, yeah. And so I got him on lock. Then we made a sub, and bam, he hit a shot. I was like, I'm sitting on the bench like, are you for real? I mean, he was on lock.
Right.
Because he just,
right.
And by the time I got back in, he was on fire. It was too late.
Yeah.
Yeah,
he was already
too
talking
late.
to Spike.
Spike, and he was just in this whole mode, because I've been in that mode, and I know how it is. And it was just too late. Yeah.
So you and Reggie, I mean, that was the rivalry.
Yeah.
Knicks fans knew it. Pacer fans knew it. Back then, was there a real rivalry to you guys too? I know the fans had rivalries. We didn't like Reggie.
I didn't like him either.
Okay.
No, I didn't like him either at that time, because, you know, back then you had to earn your stripes.
Right.
As a player, as a rookie coming into this league, you had to earn your stripes. Nothing was given to you. It's a little different now. being a young player, but back then you literally had to pretty much fight your way into this league. And so some guys probably give you a pass that you're playing against, and some guys don't, you know what I mean, because they didn't get a pass.
Right.
And so Reggie was one of those guys, you know what I mean? He didn't get a pass. He literally had to be tough enough to play in this league because obviously he's 6'8", but he wasn't built.
Right.
You know what I mean? So people didn't think he was tough enough to play in this league, and they would come at him. But he proved that he was tough enough to play in this league. He passed the test. And so, but me coming up and finally getting my opportunity to, you know, really prove myself as a starter in this league, Reggie was like, okay, you know, let me test this man and see if he's tough enough to really be in this league or play at this level. And I had to prove that.
Right.
You know, I had to prove that, and I had proved that many nights against different players. Reggie wasn't the only one. I had to go against a lot of other guys and prove myself.
Right.
And so, but once you get past that, the respect is given, you know. And so, unfortunately with Reggie, I had to like get a little physical in order to get that respect. And but me and Reggie, you know, after that, you know, a headbutting incident, we had no problems throughout the rest of my career.
Really?
You know what I mean? Yeah. And so we just played basketball. But up until that point, you know, he used to try to come at me, and you know, so. But it was cool.
Was he the biggest trash talker you played against?
Barkley probably was the biggest.
Barkley was?
Yeah. Reggie talked a little bit, but he, you know, Reggie was more into his game for the most part. If he felt like he needed to talk to you, then he'd probably say something to you to get you off your game. But other than that, no, he pretty much played. But Barkley talk all the time.
Really?
Yeah, like he's talking now. So,
okay.
Yeah.
What kind of stuff does he say on the court?
I can't tell you.
No. Is that kind of like a rule?
Yeah, you keep everything, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So, but he just didn't shut up.
No. Barkley would talk. He, you know, he was a bad man. I'd give Barkley his credit. He was a bad man, being 6'6". Some people say 6'5", but 6'6", doing what he did at his position.
Right.
And he was amazing to see a guy his size do the things that he did. And, you know, respect is definitely there for him.
Right.
Yeah.
I never noticed you talking trash.
No.
I noticed you kind of standing up for yourself a lot.
Yeah.
But did you ever get to a guy's head yourself?
Oh, me and Spree got into it one night.
You and Sprewell?
Yeah, me and Spree got into it in Golden State. And I don't know how it started, but we got talking to one another and you know, running up and down the court, getting in each other's face and what have you. And, you know, that night, I believe I got the best of him because we ended up winning the game. And you know, I ran up to him after the game because I could see he was just, you know, upset. And I like, good game. You know, I said, wasn't that fun? Because it was fun to me.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's just like we going back and forth. And I got a smile out of him, so I knew he was okay. But great person, great guy. And but I just, you know, he was a young player, and I was that Reggie.
Right.
You know, at that time. But after it was over with, I came up.
You were good.
Yeah, and let him know that, you know, this is just all in fun. You know what I mean? We out here playing, we playing hard, and we got into this. I wanted to let him know that we cool.
Right.
You know, but I didn't get that out of Reggie.
Yeah.
You know,
Right.
He was different. You know, but me and Reggie's cool now. Yeah,
That's cool.
Yeah, we cool now.
So what are you up to now? What's going on in John Stark's world today?
Well, working with the Knicks in the front office, alumni relations. So I've been doing that since 2014, having a great time with it. That job fits my personality because it's a community-based job, and I deal with a lot of people, and so I have a lot of fun with that. And my foundation, obviously, been doing incredible work with that since 1994.
The John Starks Foundation.
John Starks Foundation.
Right.
Since 1994, we've been really helping graduating seniors in the tri-state area go on to further their college education, and been very blessed and thankful for the type of people that we have involved in the foundation. And a young lady by the name of Jennifer Arce, who's been spearheading everything, who's the director of my foundation, has done I can't say enough, a yeoman's work.
Right.
Incredible job, fantastic job. I go on and on and on with her and how she has guided this foundation to where it's at today. So we want to continue to do that and continue to lift young people and give them opportunity to succeed in life, like we all had that opportunity, that helping hand, so to speak, to move forward in life. And so I'm excited about the years to come. Then just involved in little businesses. You know, we have this total body board that we have out on the market. Charles Austin, who was a gold medalist Olympic high jumper in 1996, developed this incredible board that we have some professional teams using it now.
So, such as what teams?
Cleveland Cavaliers is using it. The Lakers are using it. Then we have a couple more that's using it. But we're excited about it. It's a all resistant training, so it's kid friendly. We done had kids on there from 5 years old to kids at 80 years old.
Wow.
I'm calling them kids. So
of course, because you're still playing.
Yeah. So, but no, it's just an incredible piece of equipment that you can get any type of exercise you want to get on it, from Pilates to stretching. Anything you want to do with this that you have in your mind, you can actually do on this.
That's pretty cool.
Yes, yeah.
I want to go to the foundation real quick because you got the casino night tomorrow,
Yeah.
so it's like fresh in the mind. I'll be there too. This foundation is really cool because when you and I got to talk about it, you don't just kind of like help anybody that wants to go to college. There's specific things that you go, this kid's special because they're doing this, where they're meeting these grades and
requirements. Yeah.
Right. So what are the requirements that you look for?
Yeah, obviously grades are very important. I think we had it at 3.5, but I think we might have lowered it to a 3.2.
Okay.
And then they have to be community, involvement too. See what they're doing within their community and making sure that they're good people. But we just don't stop there. We go once they get the scholarship, then we continue to help them throughout college. Where sometimes you give them a scholarship and that's it. You know what I mean? You go to college, then good luck. You give them a pat. All right, good luck. But we continue to help them throughout, so long as they continue to meet their grade point average, which we very fortunate enough that we have a lot of these kids come back and be a part of the foundation, help out with the events, and that's always good to see.
Do you remember the first person you got to send to college, that feeling that you got?
That's a long time ago. But I do remember this young lady who we gave a scholarship to, and I can remember back in 2000, and I think it was my last year in the pros. And
so you were doing this since you were playing?
Yes. Oh, yes. Since 1994.
Cool.
Yeah. And then I was playing Dallas Mavericks, and I'm sitting on the bench, and this young lady came up to me and said, "You don't remember me? I'm locked in game mode."
Right.
You know what I mean? And she said her name, and I'm like, "Oh." I said, "You the young lady we gave the scholarship to?" Yeah. She said, "Yeah, I graduated from college, and I just want to thank you."
Wow.
And I think I went out there, I don't know how many points I scored. I think I went out there, because that's what it's all about. You're not looking for anything to come back, but you do understand that you are making a difference.
Right.
And you put on this earth to help other people when you put in position to do good things. And so I've been very fortunate that I've been put in a position to use my name and my celebrity to be able to, help other people, get ahead in life. And I think as human beings, if we all do that, this world would be a much better place.
Yeah. You have a vision or a goal? You're like, man, I want to hit this number. I want to help this many kids go to college?
Infinity.
Yeah,
it's just like, whatever it takes. You know what I mean? Whatever it takes. We don't put a number on it. If I could raise more money, we give more money out. So it's not any number that we want to put on ourselves. We don't want to limit ourselves. It's just about the amount of money that's going to come in is the amount of money that we can give out.
That's cool. Has the competitiveness that gave you all the success, right? You went, you got 6th Man of the Year. You ended up winning. You became an all-star. right? You played in a ton of playoff games, tough playoff games. You won a lot of tough playoff games. Did that carry over into the business world?
Oh yeah. Yeah. Because you go through ups and downs. You know, I think that's the beauty of sports. It gives you that inner strength, knowing that when things are not going well, that you can dig down deeper and fight and don't stop and keep focused on the goal at hand. And I think, you know, those battles makes you tough. You know, same thing in business. You know, you may not get that deal that you want, you know what I mean, but you learn from that deal, you know what I mean? And so, same thing, when you make mistakes during games, you learn from those mistakes so you won't do it over and over again. And I go and see a lot of these businesses, a lot of these guys are former athletes, you know what I mean? They did something in sports. You know, whether they played soccer in high school or whatever, just to get you in that mentality and that team-oriented, you know, situation where you can know how to work with people. And so sports is a good backdrop to that.
Right.
What we talked about earlier before we got on camera is like, you know, you watch yourself.
Right.
You know what I mean? You see the mistakes that you make and you see where I'm doing well and I just improve on those situations. And so it's no different. It's no different than me sitting down watching myself on a basketball court.
Right.
Yeah.
I heard you're pretty competitive in golf now too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I play a lot of golf. You know, people know me around the country. I don't have to go far before people. I'm known from East Coast to the West Coast to the Midwest.
In golf, you're that good.
Golf, yeah.
So
I'm not saying I'm not bragging or anything like that.
But that's part of the competitive tribe.
Yeah,
you know
exactly.
What you put in.
Exactly. Yeah, I know. Not too many people just gonna run up on me.
Right.
Let's just say that.
Okay, so I got to come watch you play golf one day.
Yeah.
I got to see it.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Are you that competitive in horse?
Yeah, I don't like to lose. Period.
Okay,
because we do.
I'm prepared to play horse today.
You prepared to play horse today? Well,
should I be
it's
prepared?
It's gonna be bad for you today. You know, I remember we go play these horse games. You know, at the practice facility, and we have little kids out there. You know, 10 years old, 12 years old, sometimes a little bit older, and I'm not sure if the parents want me to lose to them to make them feel better. But I show no mercy.
No. You can't. I have 4 kids. My oldest is a son, and he's never beaten me. Yeah. He will never beat me.
Yeah,
well, if he beats me, he earns it.
He earns it.
I better have worked. Like I got hurt that day.
Yes.
Really bad. But you and me now. So we're gonna play horse. Now I'll tell you this. I haven't played basketball in a while, and I'm nervous as hell to play against John Starks.
Yeah.
My biggest fear is making an air ball. But I'm going to see if I can go ahead and somehow play horse.
It's possible.
It's possible because
anything possible.
Yeah, because you're in my head a little bit. But what I will say is we're going to play horse rules.
Yeah.
But due to the respect of the show, the game is goats.
Okay.
We're playing goats.
Yeah.
Is that good?
That sounds good to me.
You ready? You guys ready?
Yeah.
All right, let's do it.
So,
all right. Okay, well, we're going to play goats.
Yeah.
Hold on. I got an edge. You don't even know I have an edge. What's the edge? I can't lose. You can't lose. Unless you've learned to beat yourself.
I beat myself many a time.
All right. Oh, starts like that. No warm-up? Okay, here we go. Get in.
Okay. So you gonna start it off?
I start?
Yeah, you start.
Okay.
It's my home court, so.
Okay.
Last. I can't think of the last time I shot basketball.
You look like you've been playing for the last hour.
No. I don't remember when I picked up. Yeah, right there. Look last. Okay.
All right, so it's a G.
Yeah, that's a G.
Oh, okay. All right.
Oh, you got. You've been playing me.
I need to hear the net.
You've been playing me. I need to hear it too.
Okay. Okay. All right, step up that elbow.
Okay. Oh, I see you play basketball all the time, because I was a kid. Okay. Oh. I like your shot, though.
That's because it's your shot. Every time he makes it.
No quitting that man.
Okay.
There's no quitting that man.
No.
All right, let's take it over here to the center. There you go. Oh! Hey. All right, how you want me to take him out?
He is bad.
Take him out with...
No, it's goats with the S. We got 2. Okay. I'm gonna do the step back again.
I just had a leg workout.
Okay.
I'm just letting you know. You may beat me on that. Yeah.
Oh! I thought I was gonna get a letter.
I'm a 52-year-old man with a step back. Come on.
All right. I'm gonna do the step back again. From the 3.
Oh, you killing me. If you make that, I'm gonna give myself a G.
No!
If you made that, I was just gonna give myself a G, because I wasn't trying that. All right, right on this WNBA. Free throw. Yeah, I got to bring you back home now.
Don't worry.
I got to bring you home.
It's all right. No. So right here, right?
Yeah, WNBA.
So I'll do the John Starks free throw. Here we go.
Yeah.
I got one last. No, we go goats.
Oh, goats.
Same amount of letters.
Goats.
Same amount of letters.
All right. Well, I'm taking you off the glass here.
Glass? Straight on glass?
Straight on glass.
No one does that. Where are you? Right here?
No, come on. Inside that. Yeah, inside. Straight off the glass. That's easy money for you.
Oh! Man, not one. He's still good. Man. Sam.
That was a great
I
game.
just wanted one letter. I thought I had him. There was one I made, and then he made it. The step back.
Hey, if he would have hit that 3-point step back, like I said, I was going to give myself a letter. There's no way I could have done that. Yeah. So I see how much in shape you are than me. Okay. I see that. I'm playing too much golf. I'm getting ready to get in shape now.
He's a lot younger.
Yeah.
Okay. So now we do one more shot.
Okay.
You beat me, clearly.
Yes.
But if I do something crazy that you agree is crazy,
okay,
can I take the victory? But it's got to be you've got to agree it's crazy.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to bounce the ball high off this ground.
Okay.
Off the backboard.
Okay.
It's going to bounce off Sam, my editor's head.
Okay.
Nothing but net.
I need to see that.
Yeah?
Yeah,
Okay.
I need to see that.
And then I win.
You win. You complete that, you win.
Okay, so we're gonna do this. You ready? Sam, you capture this. McKenna, back up.
Oh! Wow! Come on, Mike.
Is that it?
That's crazy. Come on.
Is that it? Okay, so now I either win,
Man, I can't.
but I'll let you match it.
Yeah,
I'll let you
I
match
have
it.
to match that.
In fact, if you want to add something to it, I'll let you beat me.
Yeah.
Okay. Can you hit off Sam's head, also off McKenna's head?
I can't do that.
You think you can do that?
Yes.
Same shot. Bounce
Same
off
shot.
the ground, off the backboard,
Boom,
off
boom,
Sam's
boom.
head,
Yeah.
off McKenna's head, nothing but net.
Nothing but net.
You do that, I'll lay down. You're the GO.A.T horse.
Okay.
Okay.
I am the GO.A.T horse.
Okay.
Come on. Come on. Give it up. Give it up.
He is the GOAT.
The GOAT.
He's the GOAT of GOATs.
The GOAT.
You
Thank
just
you, man.
witnessed something that Larry Bird and Michael Jordan could not do in any McDonald's commercial. Hit it off two people's heads. All
Hey.
right. So for everybody watching, for everybody listening, thank you so much for tuning in to this week's episode of The GO.A.T Show. John, thanks so much, man.
Appreciate
It's been
you,
a
Mike.
pleasure.
Thank you,
and
my
we'll
man.
see you next week. Thanks for joining us today. If you like this episode, subscribe to our YouTube channel or find our podcast on iTunes, Google Play, Spotify, or wherever your favorite place to listen to podcasts might be. And if you really like this episode, please leave a review for us on iTunes. Thanks, and we'll see you next week.